Coming up tonight on YCN News, the police chief of Vernon, Vermont announces she will resign. Springfield, Vermont needs a new town manager. And Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin plans to sign into law the bill on labeling GMO foods. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening, and welcome to this Thursday edition of YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. The police chief of Vernon, Vermont is resigning, and the stripping of funding for the police department could be a factor. Mary Beth Hebert will step down from the department effective Friday, May 2nd, reports the Brattleboro Reformer. Hebert has been chief since 2009. She has worked for the Brattleboro Police Department since 2005. The department's corporal, Matthew Staines, is the interim police chief. Vernon's Select Board appointed Staines as interim chief Monday night after accepting Hebert's resignation with regret, the Reformer notes. Hebert's resignation comes days before town officials and residents will meet again for town meeting. The special town meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m. Monday, May 5th in the Vernon Elementary School. Funding for the police department was eliminated by voters during an unprecedented 3-day town meeting in March. Vernon is home to Vermont Yankee, set to stop operating in December. Concerns of revenue loss to the town and its schools with fee-wise closure are influencing spending decisions. A Colby-Sawyer College Associate Professor is now New Hampshire's top environmental educator of the year. Associate Professor and Chair of Environmental Studies Laura Alexander has been named the New Hampshire Environmental Educator of the Year. Alexander received the award recently from the state's environmental educators. A graduate of Colby-Sawyer and later Antioch University in Keene, Alexander joined Colby-Sawyer's faculty in 2001. She is an expert in the natural history of the White Mountains and North Country. Whether in the classroom or leading students in outdoor programs, Alexander says teaching allows her to help shape others' lives. She looks for ways to make learning relevant by enticing students to care about where they study, live, and work. When a student cares about their environment, they become good stewards of the land, she says. Claremont will celebrate its 250th anniversary in myriad ways. 2 programs this weekend at the Common Man highlight this range of programs. The Retro Ball will allow attendees to step back in time with food, dance, and music. Program organizer and 250th committee member and Greater Claremont Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Melissa Richmond explains more.
So the Retro Ball is a celebration that's part of the official 250th celebration of Claremont's anniversary. And it started with kind of an idea about wanting to represent history, but put it into, obviously, our contemporary times. So we've indicated that the dress should be inspired by the period. So some people are actually going to come in costumes that are very much what you would have worn between 1914 and 1944. But most people don't realize that a lot of the clothes that they actually wear now are inspired by the fashion of those periods. So we thought that would be a fun way to do it. And of course, we want to incorporate some great music. There is fabulous music between 1914 and 44. So we'll be doing just a pinch of some French art music for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then we'll be covering Dixieland and popular music like Swinging on a Star that people will be very familiar with. And of course, the jazz, the swing band music and the big band.
Remember, you don't have to be a great dancer or a dancer at all to attend the Retro Ball. Also, on Saturday afternoon, the committee is hosting a Mother's Day tea.
Well, the Mother's Day tea is it's coming up on this Saturday. It will be on May 3rd, and it starts at 1 o'clock. It is to celebrate the women in our lives. They don't have to be mothers, and you do not have to be a female to attend, actually. There are a lot of people who are bringing their mothers, men and women alike, or some people are just bringing their significant other to celebrate them, because this is, of course, a week before Mother's Day, so it's kind of a lovely event for that. We will be doing lots of games. We have many, many sponsors throughout Claremont that have donated items for giveaways. For instance, we have a beautiful glass hummingbird feeder that Tractor Supply donated, and lots of great flowers that Home Depot donated, and just many, many. We have about 25 donations of food and gifts.
Thanks, Melissa. Tickets for both events will be sold until they run out, and you do not have to be a Claremont resident to attend. For more information, call 603-543-1296.
At H.R. Clough, we sell, install, tune, and repair home heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil. But there's more to our operation than you see when we visit your home. Come visit ours and see the upgraded, expanded, and environmentally friendly fuel storage facility adjacent to our 24-hour-a-day credit card gas service. And from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., a self-service automatic touchless car wash. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating Oils. Over 65 years of local ownership and dependable service.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Springfield, Vermont is in need of a new town manager now that Robert Forgeitz publicly announced his resignation at the end of Monday night's Select Board meeting, the Eagle Times reports. Since 1998, Forgeitz has been town manager. Prior to that time, he worked in the banking industry. Forgeitz has lived in Springfield since 1978. Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin announced today that he will sign the newly passed legislation requiring the labeling of foods that contain genetically modified organisms into law at a State House ceremony next week. Vermont becomes the first state in the nation to require GMO labeling on food labels. Because of the interest in the issue, Governor is inviting both press and public to the bill being signed into law. This will happen at 2:30 p.m. Thursday, May 8th at the State House in Montpelier. Continuing with New Hampshire news, as part of the city's changing to a fiscal year budget from a calendar year budget, Claremont-appointed city leaders will review the proposed $15.8 million budget with elected city councilors next Tuesday. The Valley News reports the budget allows for some new positions while keeping the city portion of tax rate flat or unchanged. The city portion of the three-part municipal tax rate, city, county, and school, will be $13.45 per $1,000 assessed property valuation. Councilors will review the budget in detail over the next several weeks. Mayor James Nielsen says spending on road improvement and paving is a focus, based on citizens' comments. City Manager Guy Santagate said the city wants to keep its part of the tax bill low as residents continue to pay off the cost for a near $13 million high school renovation.
What do you buy for 50 cents these days? A soda? A pack of gum? How about a week's worth of your local news in the Kearsarge-Sunapee region?
I like to see my friends in the Intertown Record.
I like to know what sales are going on, and I can get the local news that I can't find in a statewide paper.
In addition to reading the Intertown Record, I can also access their website from anywhere.
I like to know what my town officials are up to. That's why I read the paper.
So what can you buy for 50 cents? A what?
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Rose Spillman. Now Matt McDonald will have a look at our weather for the next 5 days, and he'll take a look at some local high school sports.
Thanks, Rose. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy with a high of 63 degrees and lows in the upper 30s. Saturday will bring a few rain showers with highs in the 60s and a low of 41 degrees. Sunday and Monday will have more rain showers with highs in the upper 50s and lows between 38 and 41 degrees. Tuesday, the rain should end with a high of 57 degrees and lows will be in the upper 30s. Here's a glimpse of the weather from our northeastern and national radar maps. Now let's see what's coming up on our community calendar. Tomorrow in Cornish, New Hampshire, the Select Board will meet at 3 p.m. Friday night, the Sunapee Methodist Church will hold a coffee house at 7 p.m. featuring contemporary and traditional American and British Isle folk songs. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. Now we have some local high school sports results to report to you. Yesterday in baseball, Kearsarge High School toppled Franklin in a close game with the final score being 4-3. The Sunapee Lakers baseball team defeated Epping 5-1 yesterday. The Sunapee softball team made an even greater win yesterday against Epping with an 18-5 final score. In lacrosse, the Kearsarge boys lacrosse team dominated Stevens 13-1. The Hanover girls lacrosse team made another spectacular win, this time against Keene. The final score was 15-2.